When I came around to me finding my own voice, I went to fabric. Emotionally, now that it's done, I feel like there's a little bit of sadness to it, a little bit of loneliness. What I like about fabric is that everybody knows it. You have been touched with fabric from the moment you're born. You're going to be touched with it until you die. You're going to have your death, a shroud put. Everybody has a visceral understanding of fabric, where not everybody does that about paint. I kind of anthropomorphize chairs, so I see them as representing people. They all rotate, and the rotation is meant to change the point of view. There's over 6,000 different points of view mathematically that can happen. I like how they talk to each other. An artist has a voice to help share not only what you see and try to share that world, but hopefully make it better. Hello, my name is Lisa Lackey, and I am a textile painter. That's what I call them.
Can I learn more about your education process?
I have a background in architectural engineering. That's what my undergrad is. I thought I would become an architect, but instead I came to New York City as a lighting designer and did that for a number of years before I put myself through grad school and got my MFA. So light is important to me. It's in there. Through the years, I've always been a sewer. My great-grandmother taught me to sew when I was 8. And I was just entranced with it, that you could create something out of nothing. And sewed my own clothes for many, many years, and then had with a grad school friend, we did a women's line of clothing for a while until I realized that wasn't something I wanted to do. And then when I came around to me finding my own voice, I went to fabric. And because I had a big stash of it, so it was easy. And I worked with fabric, and I realized, yeah, this is it. This makes sense to me. So.
Why not oil paint or other forms of construction?
I've never painted. Yeah, I'm not. Well, that's not true. I tried in undergrad. I tried oil paint. I get too detailed, too fastidious with it. I paint myself into a box. Even though this is like painting, because it's layering, all these different textures are layered, and there's different transparencies that are layered. So I get the overlay of color, and I get to create the color and the tones and the shadows that I want. It's a little more accessible. I just understand it better.
Yeah,
it's just in my blood. So this piece is made with cording, and the chair was built separately from the background. And what I like about it is that it's two-dimensional and three-dimensional, kind of all at the same time. I think that's kind of fun. And this is the first time that I took photographs from these are two completely separate photographs that I then put together. And they really work together, and I think there's emotionally, now that it's done, I feel like there's a little bit of sadness to it, a little bit of loneliness for me in there that I'm surprised at now that it's
so
finished.
Empty, it feels sad. It's so empty, it feels sad.
It does, right? And it's a late afternoon, like it's a late in life thing, could be like that Symbolism, I don't know, but I like the way it turned out. It took a really, really intense amount of time to make because the chair was built sewn to a piece of fabric first, and then the fabric was cut away.
I feel like this like work of yours, it has like a very uniform, a side of uniformity in it. So, do you ever find fabric as like limiting your expression? Because like there has to be some form of pattern you're following when doing something with fabric and realism at the same time.
I am following patterns. I'm taking photographs. I'm always working from my own photographs. So it started with photographs of my family. Start with what you know. And then it became photographs of things I see. So I'm looking for things, compositions that are just there, that are kind of in plain sight, that I find really beautiful or interesting, and I want to share them. I just want to share what's out there, what there is to look at, what there is to see right in front of you all the time, every day. It started with it's a hopeful thing because it's expressing a joy in the world and a pleasure in the world. They tend to now have a metaphorical overlay of my emotional thought process of what's going on. When I go back to a photograph and decide to use it, I find that it has other meaning overlaid to that original composition. But it's so I'm using the photographs and I create patterns from them, and I cut my fabric like you would cut using patterns to cut clothing, to create clothing. A lot of women's traditions are within the work. There's thread work, stitching work.
So, do you ever find that, for fabric, do you ever find it like to some degree commodified in your art practice?
What do you mean?
Like, so there's this thing that oil painting is like fine arts, but when you come to like furniture or like fabric making, there's more like a commodity aspect. So do you ever see that in your?
No, I don't think of it that way. I don't. I'm not sure that I understand a commodity, like you would buy a piece of furniture.
Yeah.
And because it's fabric, it's a commodity.
Do you ever feel that?
What I like about fabric is that everybody knows it. You have been touched with fabric from the moment you're born. You're going to be touched with it until you die. You're going to have your a shroud put on. Everybody has a visceral understanding of fabric, where not everybody does that about paint. So it means something to everyone. That's already embedded. And what I also like about it is that it takes something that is everyday and it elevates it to fine art. That, like I was saying about women's traditions, it's using what has been passed down for centuries, weaving and the sewing and the pattern making. It's just everything that was passed down gets used and raised to a different level. Everybody thinks it's a painting. Ha!
It's interesting you place such a big emphasis on the woman identity.
Yeah.
Just like a lot of female artists also do. It's also very interesting that you use this like crossing composition a lot. It's just every piece, whether it's like a series or the work itself, has like a lot of crosses in them.
That's just come up on its own. I guess it's what I'm attracted to, But yes, I've noticed that myself, I'm playing with that more now. As there's a webbing. I've been thinking a lot about webs and how connected we are to each other through Well, the most recent piece that we'll look at later is called Indra's Net, which is a Buddhist metaphor for the way everything in the universe is interconnected and talking to each other. And I think I love that. I think it's true. And I think we need to celebrate that rather than tearing ourselves apart.
You care about a lot of big things.
They end up coming in.
Yeah.
It starts with something little, though. That's the picture of a table.
Yeah.
So, that's what I mean about the overlay of the metaphor. And I like, you see a lot of chairs, too. I kind of anthropomorphize chairs. So I see them as representing people and relationships.
Why does chairs, but not other things?
Well, there's spoons. They also do it. There's more than just chairs. It just happens that you're seeing a lot of chairs right now. That hasn't always been. Just happens to be right now. So this piece is called Points of View. I was thinking about, well, first of all, there's all these different perspectives of these benches, but thinking about all the points of view in the world, and the more points of view there are, the better an answer is to a particular problem, and more interesting world. So the pieces, not only can they be hung anywhere in this array of 4, but they all rotate. And the rotation is meant to change the point of view. And the viewer, I would like the viewer to rotate them in the best possible case scenario, so that they can share their point of view with everyone else. And architecture, math background, there's over 6,000 different points of view mathematically that can happen.
So together, the 4, are they trying to form like a collective image?
Are they a collected unit?
Are they trying to form a collective image together?
I like how they talk to each other, yeah. I don't know that they would be as powerful alone, but they could be alone. It could be a single one in a home and you get rotated. What happens is that I end up coming in here to the studio a lot and just change it up, just for my mood of the day.
So when you're taking photographs for these works as like reference, is there like something you're in mind, or do you just take whatever you see, and how do you know which one to keep and which one to not use?
I typically, as I'm going through life and on my path, if I see something, then I'll take 1 or 2 pictures of it because the light is right. I like shadows. It shows more of the light. But I'll just see a composition that I'm really attracted to. I'll take a photograph of it to save it, and then I might not go back to it for years. I might not use it for years. I mean, there's this series of these people sitting next to each other on the subway. I just recently did that, but I probably took that picture in the 90s. And it was just the woman sitting next to the man, and I just really liked, they didn't know each other. I just really liked their interaction, the composition was great. And then I developed it into 4 different things.
So I'm assuming this big thing about gender is part of your work?
That is, for that one, yeah.
Can I hear more about those concepts?
I feel like I want, an artist has a voice to help share not only what you see and try to share that world, but hopefully make it better, make the world better. And we're in a place right now, we need it better. And
Especially this country.
oh my God, right? And I believe in, like, love who you want to love. You know, it's all good.
Yeah.
And you know, we're all related. And the spoons, that's about diversity. They're the same and yet they're different. And that's us. These happened after the points of view because these also can rearrange
Oh.
because there's a whole lot of different ways, different kinds of diversity, right? So this is meant to be really big. I mean, I could keep making pieces and keep expanding it. It can go, I like that it can hang in all sorts of different configurations. It's got a lot of flexibility, which is, you know, cool. We're all, you know, we're all skin and muscle and bone and memories and loves and, you know, and we all have unique things, and it's beautiful. That's the thing. That's what I want to share. Like, diversity is beautiful. We need it in this world. The world would not be the world without it.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm, you know, I think there's a voice in there that's not only sharing a beautiful thing that I saw in the world, but that it can have an overlay of another meaning that's needs to be heard.
Yeah. Well, do you ever find these like big and in-depth concept effectively reflected in your work? In other words, like when you host like a show or something, if the audience just comes in without seeing like an explanation of what it is, do you think they can feel the same level of feelings as you do?
I don't know. I hope so. I mean, I
Do you
talk
aim
to people.
to?
I certainly, I don't think there's any artist that doesn't aim to have their work resonate with the viewer in that way and reach them, you know, on some emotional level. You know, people aren't always forthcoming to say what it is they're getting out of the work, but you know, I hope they do. I don't always tell them what it is. Sometimes I'll hint at it. It's usually hinted at in the title, and then you have to take it from there, in the hopes that it reaches and has a voice. That's the goal. That it will speak without me being there.
Turns upside down for you.
Yeah, well, life was turning upside down for a long time. So when I was making it, it's a picture, of course, of my feet. And I was making it like this. When I'm making it, it's lying on the table, and it takes a long time to get all the pieces together to where I'm really seeing the whole thing come together. And then when I had most of the pieces at least laid on there, I was walking to the other side of the table, and I saw this. So then it becomes, oh no, this is where it's looking at. I'm looking at it from the side. This is how it started, and then it became you looking at somebody else's feet. So it goes back and forth. So it's on a turntable so that it too can spin, depending on how you like to see it. This is called connections, and it's kind of a play on words, because there's connections with the people and with me, my shadow, but there's also all these connections that take place in the fencing and the different way that things interact.
So looking at your colors, they are like very saturated and just beautiful. So, and it just reminds me of this master who just passed away. Are you ever influenced by David Hockney, and if yes, how so?
I have, yes, he is one of my beloved artists, and I'm sure influenced by him. I'm thinking of his swimming pool paintings.
Yeah.
Yeah, though I could look at them forever. And the paper and the ripping and the color and yeah, and the simplicity of it too. Alex Katz is another one. Certainly George O'Keeffe in that way. My mind just went blank with. All right.
Yeah, it's like
I
when
can't
you,
think of names.
like you know all the art pieces, but when you try to think of the names, it's like
Yeah, it goes out of your head.
because we're artists, like we're more visual than
Yeah.
language, right? Oh, interesting. Thank you.
Thank you.